10 characteristics of an aggressive person. Before starting the video, if you are new here, please subscribe. Aggression is a strong force that affects how we interact with people at work, in our relationships, and in our communities. It's important to know what makes an aggressive person so we can have better relationships with others. Aggression comes in different forms, like when someone gets really angry or when they try to control you in sneaky ways. If we don't understand it, our relationships can be tense and we might have fights. In this video, we'll talk about the signs of an aggressive person, not to judge or blame them, but to help us understand and become better at talking to each other. When we know more about aggression, we can stop problems and make things better for everyone. But first, let's learn more about what aggression really is. What is aggression? Aggression is when a person acts in ways that show anger, hostility, or a desire to hurt someone physically or emotionally. It's like when people do things that are strong, confrontational, or scary. Aggressive actions can take many forms, like yelling, saying mean things, pushing, or even hurting someone physically. For instance, if someone often gets very angry and shouts at others during arguments, or if they use their physical strength to hurt someone or break things, that's a sign of aggressive behavior. But aggression isn't always obvious. It can also be sneakier, like using feelings to manipulate others or trying to control and boss people around in relationships. In general, aggression is about doing things that use force or unfriendliness to harm or scare others. 10 characteristics of an aggressive person. 1. Getting really angry often. When someone is frequently and easily angered, it's a clear sign of aggression. They have strong and intense outbursts of anger, which can include yelling, making threats, or even getting into physical fights. These angry explosions don't need big reasons to happen and can hurt others' feelings. If a person often acts this way, it shows they might struggle with managing their emotions and could cause problems for others. 2. They don't own up to their actions. People who act aggressively often find it difficult to admit when they make a mistake. Instead, they tend to blame others, make excuses, or even deny they did anything wrong. This can lead to more arguments and bigger problems because they don't take responsibility for their actions. When they do this, they miss opportunities to learn from their errors and improve things. It's important to change this behavior because it can prevent arguments from getting worse and help them get better at solving problems. 3. Keeping too much anger and grudges. A big sign of an aggressive personality is holding on to lots of anger and bad feelings. Aggressive people tend to carry a ton of anger and can't let go when they're upset or feel something bad happened to them. This constant anger makes them act aggressively, and it leads to unfriendly interactions with others. But if they could learn to release these negative feelings, they might not be so aggressive and could have more positive relationships. 4. They say mean things and scare people. Sometimes, they have a lot of anger and bad feelings inside them. When something upsets them or they think something bad happened to them, it's hard for them to let it go. This makes them stay mad a lot, and that's why they act mean. Their anger keeps them being mean, and they end up not being very nice to others. It's important to understand this because if they could find a way to let go of these bad feelings, they might not be so mean. 5. Using physical violence frequently. While using mean words is hurtful, it's even worse when some people become aggressive and use physical violence. This means they might hurt others physically, which is very dangerous. We need to watch out for signs like getting into fights, breaking things on purpose, or having a history of violent actions. These signs help us see if someone has a tendency to be aggressive, and if they might pose a risk to someone's safety. It's not about blaming or calling names, it's about recognizing potential dangers and finding ways to deal with them. Everyone deserves to feel safe, and being aware of physical aggression is an important step in making our interactions safer and more respectful. 6. Acting impulsively and recklessly. Another one of the major characteristics of an aggressive person. Being aggressive often links with doing things without thinking first. People who are aggressive might make fast choices without realizing what could happen afterward. They might do dangerous things or not care about how their actions hurt others. When someone acts aggressively, they don't take time to think about what might go wrong because they're so focused on their strong feelings. This can lead to doing things that are risky or harmful, like getting into fights or doing things that could hurt them or someone else. It's like they're on autopilot, reacting without considering the possible outcomes. 7. They struggle to handle their frustration. Aggressive folks struggle with handling their frustration and letdowns. When things don't go as they want, they quickly get bothered or irritated. This trouble in managing their feelings makes their aggression even stronger and causes them to react explosively. It's like their anger builds up because they can't deal with being upset. This can lead to shouting, arguing, or even physical fights. Understanding this helps you see why they act this way and encourages finding healthier ways to cope with these emotions. 8. They are manipulative and controlling. You can often understand the characteristics of an aggressive person by how they try to control and influence others. They might do things like making you feel unsure about yourself or using emotions to get more power. It's like they want to be the boss and have control. They might use tactics that make you feel like you have to do what they want. This kind of behavior is about dominance and showing that they're in charge. 9. A severe lack of emotional empathy and emotional awareness. Wondering what are the characteristics of an aggressive person? Look out for this sign. Aggressive people often don't understand how others feel, and they have trouble seeing things from their perspective. They don't realize or care about what someone else is going through. This makes it tough for them to get along with others and can lead to fights. It's like they're missing the ability to connect with other people's emotions. This can cause problems and make relationships harder. It's good to know this because it helps us understand why they act the way they do. Finding ways to help them understand others better can lead to smoother interactions and fewer conflicts. 10. They show a consistent pattern of aggressive behavior. One of the biggest aggressive personality traits is to notice if they keep acting aggressively over and over again. It's not just about one time, it's a habit they have. This will help you know that it's not just a random thing, but how they usually behave. If you see this happening a lot, you can tell it's part of their personality, not just something that happened once. It's important to understand this because it can help you know when it's a real problem and not just a one-time mistake. So, if you notice someone acting aggressively often, it's a sign that there might be a deeper issue with how they handle their feelings and interactions. It's important to know how to spot the signs of an aggressive person because it helps us make better connections and build safer communities. When we recognize these 10 traits of aggressive behavior, we can become more understanding, communicate better, and create a friendlier environment for everyone. Have you ever seen these traits in someone you know? Tell us in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. You can also show your support by using Super Thanks. Thanks for being part of our community.